Before there was any such thing as a Democrat, we were black. Or an elk, we were black.
I'm telling you, with 7 decades of life behind him, Denzel Washington isn't biting his tongue anymore. 70, he's calling out he can't stand, and he's not playing nice. Tyler Perry, real, with rumors of heated battles that down a set at the uncomfortable involving Will Smith. Yeah, I was right there. Silence has spoken volumes, and keeping his distance from Oprah. Straight up checked Jamie Foxx during filming and walked out of Diddy's party in disgust.
Denzel always told me the parties, he said, you leave 30 minutes.
Imagine the whole room freezing as he made his no words, a cold, Denzel stare. And these stories aren't just gossip. They show that his respect is earned, not given. And now, at this age, done holding, the man's still the definition of serious. But he's letting everyone know he's all being silent. Now that he's speaking his truth loud and he's always been known for his raw talent, discipline, and that work ethic nobody can touch. But just because he's with Hollywood doesn't mean he's with all of them. Not even close. There are a few names he's never dropped publicly, but insiders say he's got strong opinions about some folks he's crossed paths with. Close to Bill, certain respect, and he won't go near a set with them again. If Denzel's not feeling your energy, you'll know. He moves silent but firm. One actor who has earned his respect, Michael B. Jordan, a mentor to him for years, sharing advice straight from experience. By 2024, Michael was shining in a film called Sinners, directed by Ryan Coogler, the same creative force who helped shape his rise to stardom. That vampire flick was a monster hit, pulling in over $350 million worldwide. Total domination at the box office. But even with all that fame, Michael B. Jordan he's not one to overshare online. No flashtagram or constant Twitter posts.
I can press play and you can hear the person and you'll know immediately who the person is that's offering me $100,000 to strip.
And that's no accident. He once revealed in a magazine that Denzel himself gave him that exact advice. Stay off social media and his mystery. Straight up, they pay to see you on the weekend, see you all week for free. That line, it changed how Michael handled fame and it stuck with him ever since. Michael's grind wasn't easy. Over a decade ago, he wasn't sure he had what it lead to film. He started out in classic TV hits like The Wire and Friday Night Lights, hustling for every role. He dreamed about being on the big screen, but doubt keeping in. All he wanted was that one movie, that one shot, to prove himself. Then came Fruitvale Station. The script landed in his hands and everything changed. When he met with director Ryan Coogler, Ryan didn't just see an actor, he saw a star. Michael straight up, "You are a movie star. You're a great actor. I want to make this film with you." Those words lit a fire in him, and he delivered. Fruitvale Station blew critics away, proving Michael B. Jordan wasn't just good, he was next level. Fruitvale put Michael B. Jordan on the map. It made the whole world sit up and take notice of both him and Ryan Coogler. After that breakout, he became an unstoppable duo, teaming up for hits like Creed, Black Panther, and later Sinners. Each film wasn't just a blockbuster. It proved that had the movie command the screen like few others can. His manager's son, they never chose roles just because black. The strong, layered characters that spoke for themselves. The goal was simple. Make sure Martin earned his spot as leading man. No labels, even with 5 million followers on Instagram, Michael plays social media game differently. You won't catch him or flexing his daily life. No lunch pics, no behind-the-scenes chaos. When it's strategic, only when a big's about to drop. That's all to Denzel's old school. Denzel's always believed that keep a little mystery, leave fans guessing, them wanting more. Down to younger stars like shaping a whole new generation of talent. And let's not forget, Denzel even in a journal in 2021, proving the bond runs deep between these two powerhouse actors. Now let's get into one of the names Denzel's got no love for. Denzel and Tyler Perry? Yeah, that's a good one. Denzel's never gone on records, "I hate Tyler Perry," but anyone paying attention can feel that these two just don't see eye to eye, not even close. Denzel's all about sharp acting, deep stories, and films that mean something. He's the kind of guy who wants every scene to hit with purpose and heart. But Tyler, he moves fast, pushing out projects that bring in the cash quick, even if these feel a little taste. People in Hollywood whisper that movies and shows can come off rushed. Surf entertainment that doesn't always. Denzel, on the other hand, believes good art takes time, patience, passion, and precision. So while he's never thrown shade, the fact that they've never teamed up is it all. And then there's the talk behind the scenes. Rumors floating around about Perry's behavior on set and how he handles his team. Some claim he's misused his power or treated people unfairly. And that's the kind of I wants no part of. Behind the scenes, the whispers about Tyler Perry have only gotten louder. Some insiders, he tries to pull people around him, especially younger male actors. And that's raised in Hollywood.
The complaint filed in Los Angeles accuses Perry of a, quote, coercive dynamic. Dixon was in 2 of Tyler Perry's shows, The Oval and Ruthless.
Starting these quiet talks to the kids floating around about music mogul Diddy, stuff involving manipulation and using for personal gain. None of it's been proven, but the stories just won't stop spreading.
Denzel always told me the parties, he said, you leave 30 minutes.
And then there's the long-running talk about Perry's personal life. Rumors about his sexuality that have followed him for years. Uneasy about certain roles, he's saying the parts didn't feel right for who they were or how they want to be represented. Those feelings are justified or not, it's clear people in the industry have questions they're not afraid to ask anymore. At times, quiet whispers have buzzed, and voice coach Brandon J even jumped in sensation on TikTok, and his words made the rumors hit a whole new level. He revealed that working on sitcom Meet the was, quote, the hardest job he ever had. The comment set social media on fire, leaving fans wondering what was really happening behind those studio doors. Brandon J didn't hold back. He said that just one day working on Tyler Perry's set felt like a full week anywhere else. That's wild. To Jay, Perry constantly flips the script. Literally, he'll rewrite entire scenes at the last minute, leaving the cast scrambling to memorize new lines on the spot. And to keep up, they're out. Fired, just like that. It's insane, like a creative instead of a film set. It's no wonder Jay said it felt more like a free place to make art. But Brandon's not the only one speaking out. Christian Key's projects for almost 2 decades broke down in tears on Instagram while what he called serious wrongdoing in the industry. Emotional video, he said a powerful man bragged about having young black men under his control. He didn't mention any names, but family started the dots, especially since Keys has deep ties to his world, from black all the way to all the Queen's men. The internet blew up with speculation. And though nothing's confirmed, many can't help but believe Keys was pointing toward Tyler Perry himself. Christian Key's hit deep. It shook people. He spoke through tears, saying that power in the industry is being twisted and that some young men are being taken advantage of. He didn't drop names or share every dark detail. And in his voice said enough. The fear, the pain, felt real, and that's what got everyone talking. What's most disturbing is the idea that whoever this powerful man is might still be walking free, while others stay silent out of fear. And now, it's clear why Denzel Washington keeps his from Tyler Perry and people cut from the same cloth. Denzel's built different. He's all about respect, discipline, and storytelling with real. He's not down with people who go the wrong way or chase fast money instead of real art. For him, it's never been fame. He doesn't have to throw shade online. His silence speaks louder than words. The way he chooses his roles, he carries him. That's how Denzel sends his message. And speaking of tension, Denzel's history with Sean Diddy Combs goes way back too. Their drama goes all the way back to 2003 at one of his wild parties. Denzel and his wife Pauletta up that night. But what went down later had everyone whispering. Out of nowhere, Denzel snapped that night. He straight up confronted Diddy in front of everyone. Witnesses say his music as it, you don't respect anyone. The room froze. Denzel and his stick around after that. They walked out, leaving the crowd silence. Party said they something that clearly Denzel off. No one ever revealed it was. Still, they believe it had to do behavior going on around them. Stuff Denzel's never been cool with. That moment revealed a lot about who Denzel really is. He's not the Hollywood party type. Never has been. The glitz, the chaos, the late night drama, none of that impresses him. He's always distanced himself from things that sit right his spirit. Actor Brandon T. Jackson once shared advice Denzel gave him that sums up that mindset. Denzel told him, you leave 30 minutes before the devil gets there. That line, what he meant was simple. Don't linger at least too long, because when things start to dark, you don't want caught in it. He said he followed that rule ever since, and it more than once. Denzel about that Hollywood dip life either. When asked in any close actor friends, no. His real friends aren't celebrities, it's regular folks. A musician for years, a restaurant owner, and even a retired baseball player. That's the circle he trusts. Grounded, real, and far from the lights. Denzel's never been the type to chase friends just because someone's famous. That's not his style at all. He's not out here mingling at parties hoping for the next big role and if the Hollywood clicks. He once said, I'm a loner, and he meant it. He actually enjoys his own space. Everything changed once he became a father. Family became his whole world. Most of his time now is spent with his wife and loved ones, far away from the flashing cameras and the fake smiles of Hollywood. He and both come from strong families, and they've made it their mission those alive. Denzel said before that when he first started out, There weren't many big stars in Hollywood. That, he never really got to many white actors either. Maybe it was a cultural gap. Maybe just things were back then. But over time, he made no fake connections, no Hollywood phoniness. An industry with fame, money, and power, Denzel's one of the few things real. Peace by keeping his tight. No opportunists, no drama, just real people. Probably why he's managed to stay out of the scandals that so many stars. And lately, he's been sending a serious message. Denzel, black actors need carefully in Hollywood to watch who they trust and how they navigate power. He didn't drop any names. He immediately started. Many funding might have been aimed at someone as powerful as Oprah Winfrey. She's built her empire on custody and empowerment. But lately, more people whispering that maybe not everything behind that image it looks. Some say she doesn't always have other black celebrities the way she should. And that's a big deal in an industry where unity, everything. Now, one of the biggest is how she her interview with Michael Jackson back in 1990.
Recently, there was a story, and I know one of your attorneys held a news. There was you wanting to have a little white boy play you in a. That is so stupid.
The global event, filmed at his legendary Neverland Ranch and watched by millions around the world. The idea was to build a platform to clear up wild rumors, things about him wanting to be white, his changing look, his surgeries, and even bizarre tabloid gossip about him buying bones or owning a mind-reading pet monkey. Him tell his side. A lot of fans felt too far. She hit him with personal questions, pressing him about his skin, his face, and especially his friendships with kids. Questions that made him look cornered instead of understood. The tone felt off, almost like she was trying to expose him instead of defend him. Michael's fans were furious, and even his family believed Oprah's motives weren't genuine. That maybe should have story more than the truth. To this day, that interview was Oprah being a journalist, or she trying to tear down one of the biggest stars in the world? The real shocker came after Michael Jackson's death. That's when Oprah did that stunned millions. Years later, she publicly backed the explosive documentary Leaving Neverland, which featured two men accusing Michael of terrible things that happened when they were kids. Oprah didn't just mention the film, but it hit hard, even hosting interviews with the two accusers platform to tell their fans were furious. They felt she'd turned her back on Michael, a man who was found guilty of any crime. And to them, Oprah's decision wasn't about truth or justice. It was about grabbing headlines and ratings. The Jackson fans spoke out. They couldn't believe so far after once sitting in Michael's home and called a friend. For many, that move changed how they saw her forever. It didn't stop there. Oprah's name came up again in 2023. Rapper and actor Ice Cube his own truth bomb.
Like that, an independent thinker. I'm not part of the herd. I'm not part of the go along to get along gang.
In an interview, he claimed Oprah never wanted him on her show. He felt completely banned. Ice Cube's never been one to bite his tongue, and he said straight up that by her. And he's not alone. Other black stars have quietly shared the same feeling, that Oprah can be selective and that she doesn't always show love to the community the way people think she does. Some people believe Oprah only stands by certain kinds of blacks, the ones who fit her image and align with her brand. That's where the real controversy heats up. One of the voices to call her out was Monique, the powerhouse actress and comedian who won an Oscar in 2009 for her unforgettable role in Precious. After that career-defining win, everyone expected Hollywood to her with offers, but instead, her phone went silent. By 2015, Monique came saying she blackballed in Hollywood, completely iced out on. She revealed it all because she refused to travel overseas to promote Precious without being paid. Director Lee Daniels, who worked on the told her that was getting more work. Imagine that, standing up for fair pay and punished for it. In 2017, took her again, this time on stage at Apollo Theater in Los Angeles. He shocked the crowd by naming names, saying that Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry were part of the reason her got blocked. According to her, they held it should have been for her and that Oscar. Hollywood, he was bold enough to say it out loud, but Monique stood firm, saying she wasn't being bitter. And now, when Denton warns black actors to move carefully in Hollywood, people are really listening. He's not speaking from paranoia, echoing what others have lived. From Monique's shutout to Ice Cube's snub and even Michael down, the pattern's too real to ignore. One of the wildest Hollywood moments ever, Will Smith's Chris Rock, 2 Oscars, had everyone in shock. Chaos. But what most people did was what happened right after. Denzel Washington, who was sitting in the audience, stayed frozen like everyone else, and straight to Will. That says everything about his character. Later, explained, there's no way I could have there. Not who I am. He wasn't scold Will, but he didn't sugarcoat it. He knew what was wrong and be addressed. He wanted to help him find his balance after that massive mistake. He shared a line that's now become legendary. At your highest moment, be careful. The devil comes for you. Get deep. Denzel was reminding Will and everyone watching that from temptation or trouble. Even at the, you have to stay grounded. Backstage, Denzel and Tyler Perry joined Will in prayer to calm the storm that had just occurred on live TV. It wasn't a brawl, but it was clear Denzel was disappointed, not out of anger, but out of wisdom. He wanted to guide Will back toward grace and discipline. And while that night was unforgettable, it wasn't the only time Denzel tensed with another big name. Next up is Eddie Murphy. Years back, rumors started swirling about a clash between Denzel Washington and Eddie Murphy in the production of Dreamgirls. The two Hollywood heavyweights didn't see eye to eye on how certain parts of the film should play out. Word around the set was that they butted heads over choices, and some even said their arguments got heated during filming. Of course, the camera stopped rolling and the press came. Both stars brushed it off like nothing happened, it away, saying everything was cool, but insiders swear there was tension simmering underneath. It wasn't a full-on feud, but it definitely left a mark. Things got even more interesting. Told a story involving Denzel's name. He said that Sidney Poitier once told him, "You are not Denzel Washington." Was considering taking on a serious, dramatic role in a film, Malcolm X. Sidney wasn't trying to insult him. He was just saying Eddie's in comedy, not in trying to Denzel's in serious stuff. Still, he didn't know whether that is advice or shade. Either way, that line stuck with him for years, and it definitely changed how he viewed Denzel. And just when you think that's enough drama, there's more, because Denzel also had some serious friction with another big name, Jamie Foxx. When Washington teamed soloist, fans expected pure magic, but behind the scenes, things reportedly got heated. Word is, the two powerhouse actors clashed hard during filming. The tension wasn't personal at first, under creative control. Denzel and Jamie just didn't agree on how certain should play out. And with both of them perfectionists and strong-willed, the agreement turned into a serious showdown on set. Say voices were raised and egos collided. But in true professional fashion, they powered through and got done without a meltdown, though everyone knew them was far from smooth. It wasn't a full-blown feud, but it definitely left a scar in their working relationship. And Jamie Foxx wasn't the only Hollywood name Denzel's had issues with. Next up is Quentin Tarantino. Their rocky history goes way back. Tarantino's sharp-tongued writing and scripts were stirring up over Hollywood. Tarantino actually wrote for the 1995 thriller Crimson Tide, a movie where Denzel does powerful performances. But even with all that talent on one flew, and not the good kind. Back in the day, Denzel Washington reportedly had major issues with Quentin Tarantino over the Crimson Tide. Word is, Denzel wasn't the dialogue Tarantino added. He thought some of it came off racist and disrespectful, especially in the film's diverse cast. Denzel's never been to stay quiet, so he confronted Tarantino right there on set, making it crystal clear he wasn't okay with those changes. That bold move created a serious rift between the two, one that lingered for years. But over time, they actually found some. The 2012 interview revealed that he and Tarantino had up nearly a decade earlier, around 2002. He even shared a surprising detail. His daughter, Katia Washington, working on his hit film Django Unchained. That was proof that the drama had finally cooled down. Both men had chosen to move forward. As for Chris Rock, some folks thought that between Denzel after the slap incident, that couldn't be further from the truth. Classy, never so will. Instead, he showed respect to both men during that chaos, proving once again that he's the voice of reason even when Hollywood's losing its mind. Denzel did aside during the Will Smith and Chris Rock chaos. He just believed Will needed a reminder about how to carry himself in public. If judgment, Denzel chose peace and prayer. He's the kind of man who sees mistakes as chances to grow, not reasons to someone's mutation. That calm, grounded energy that people still look to him for when Hollywood loses control. What's powerful is that even when he's disagreed with people, he's almost never spoken badly about anyone. Not in interviews, behind the scenes. He keeps it professional, always. He once said, "Who are we to judge?" And that perfectly sums him up. Denzel knows everyone's fighting their own battles, and it's not his place to condemn someone without knowing the full story. Instead of drama, he is on solutions. That's exactly why he's still respected by people he's clicked before. Not pretending everything's perfect, it's about handling class. In a creative world like Hollywood, it's only natural for big personalities to bump heads sometimes. It's like Denzel, Eddie Murphy, and Jamie Foxx are all about their craft. And when passion meets pride, sparks are to fly. But Denzel always finds a way to rise above the noise. Now, at 70 years old, Washington stands as the last true legends in Hollywood. A man who earned the hard way and never had to sell his soul for fame. For decades of award-winning performances, personal battles, and quiet rivalries, he's stronger than ever. He's the actor everyone wants on their set, but few can match in skill, focus, or discipline. These days, not chasing attention, he's shaping legacy. Whether he's mentoring rising stars like Michael B. Jordan, producing films that highlight real, powerful stories, he's proving that greatness isn't about headlines, it's about impact. Even when Hollywood gets messy, Denzel stays calm, collected, And people know if he speaks, you listen, because his words carry weight. What makes him even more admired is how private he keeps his personal life. No messy internet drama, just pure dedication to his craft and his family. An industry obsessed with social media and fame, silence is loud people's noise. And let's be real, his presence alone still commands a room. Younger actors call him the standard, while older ones call him the last of a dying breed. Through every feud, rumor, and headline, Denzel Washington never lost his cool or his crown. He's the definition of timeless. A living reminder that talent, integrity, and power will always outshine the Hollywood. In Hollywood, strong personalities are clash. When that happens, it's in wild headlines. The hate lasts forever. The tension fades, and the same actor came together again like nothing happened. Denzel Washington has proven that time and time again. He doesn't hold grudges. He just believes in doing things the right way. When Denzel called out Quentin Tarantino, it wasn't out of ego or anger, it was about respect. He stood his ground because he believes that an integrity take a back seat, even on a movie set. That's the country that separates him from the rest. He speaks up when things wrong, it's chaos, but to protect what's right. Over the years, Denzel's actions have spoken louder than words. He's shown that true strength comes from dignity, discipline, and professionalism. If he takes someone's behavior through the mud, he corrects them, guides them, or quietly walks away. That's how real legends move. And when the pressure hits, he doesn't fold. He prays, he listens, and he speaks only when it matters most. That balance of why people love and respect him around the world. Denzel Washington isn't just, he's a symbol of integrity, noise. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Denzel's untold Hollywood journey, don't forget to subscribe, share, and drop a comment below. That's what you think about Denzel's legacy and the way he handles fame, conflict, and truth.